Hey everyone, welcome to this new moon sidereal astrology forecast for the new moon on Saturday, March 13th, 2021. All right, so time of new beginnings and a very important time, not only for the year, but I would say for the next 2 decades. Essentially what we have is a new moon going into Pisces and conjunct Neptune. Now the reason this is multi-decade is that this is the first official transit of Neptune into Pisces and the first official new moon activating this transit. And Neptune being a very slow-moving planet is in a constellation for on average 16 years, but in this case Pisces being a very large constellation is here for the 2020s and 2030s. So really starting something new here in regards to this. So we'll look at this both in terms of the short term and the long term, but fundamentally Pisces the fish is about getting more in touch with our receptive side. It is that connection to our soul, doing things that are important to us on a soul level, also listening to any dreams or ideals we may have, but recognizing that with this is working with uncertainty, surrendering what's outside of our control, and making sure we don't go to any extremes in regards to this imaginative, idealistic kind of energy, and keeping everything nice and grounded spiritually and connected to our spiritual selves during this very watery time. So the new moon will be conjunct Venus. A lot of this could be new beginnings with our values and relationships we'll talk about. There's a sextile up to Pluto, so maybe some empowerment with this as well. And we'll also take a look at some of the changes we have here. Mercury will be going into Aquarius. Venus also entering Pisces at this time, and some of the dispositors we have with the new moon as well. So let's go and take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here is the chart for the new moon. So the exact time of the new moon will be at 04:35 Eastern time of the Americas on Saturday, March 13th, 2021. But for all intents and purposes, it will be late Friday and early Saturday. Plus, it's always a very subtle time where we usually feel these energies the surrounding days. And it is good to allow the energies to start to develop going into next week. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, late Friday, early Saturday. Now, as you can see here, we are using the visible sky, the uneven constellations, which is very different from mainstream astrology. In mainstream, they're all using an even 30 degrees for all of the signs. But in reality, they are different sizes in the sky. So we are taking that into account here. And it does change the signs. For example, for those of you who've already known that in mainstream, Neptune's been in Pisces, you might be like, well, Neptune's already been here. Well, not according to the visible sky. According to the visible sky, Neptune has just now been started entering last year, but he went retrograde, now is officially entering into Pisces for this multi-decade transit with Neptune. And now the new moon, activating it for the first time. All right, but yeah, if you are new to True Sidereal, definitely check out that link down below for more information. All right, so let's take a look at this new moon. All in all, no harsh aspects, nothing that's particularly challenging, but we are working with challenging energies, right? Pisces is naturally a challenging energy to work with. These outer planets like Neptune are naturally challenging, so there's going to be some easy and challenging energies to work with, but inherently neutral for all intents and purposes, especially with conjunctions that we're dealing with here. But let's take a look at first what a new moon is. So a new moon is an activation. And it's an activation here of, in a short-term sense, the next lunar month. And it is the lowest energy phase of the cycle. Leading up to the new moon, as we approach Saturday, it is good to complete and finalize things from the previous lunar month and start to see what news coming in. And then slowly, as we get into next week, slowly starting to build some momentum as we go through the lunar cycle. And Pisces by itself is a very inward and very introverted and spiritual constellation anyway, so it really does pull the energy inward during this new moon. But all in all, it is a time of new beginnings, a fresh new start, both in terms of the month, also in the year for the sun, and like I said, with Neptune for the next 2 decades with this activation here. So new beginnings is the fundamental here. Now Pisces, being the constellation of the fish, is a new beginning with it's fundamentally our receptive selves, right? The side that is attuned, right? The fish that are always swimming with the current, right? And attuned even to the school of fish, the collective, right? And how we're all connected. And in water, you know, everything in the water is connected by all the molecules or whatever, but it's all connected, right? We can feel those vibrations. And so Pisces, being the last constellation of the zodiac, is about coming full circle back around to that essence of us that is connected to everything, or to God, or to the cosmos, or whatever. This isn't so much about the philosophy or the mental constructs. In fact, it's the complete opposite. It has more to do with that beingness and connecting to consciousness itself, or the essence of life. And so it is a new chapter with connecting to this side of ourself that is receptive, is listening spiritually, or is listening to our unconscious, or is listening to our intuition as well, and is being guided and receptive. Now, what the mind usually wants to do with Piscean energy is, you know, start to create concepts out of this. But concepts that come out of the deep water are things like dreams, right? And even ideals, right? So it can be very ungrounding in that sense as well. Not that all ideals or all dreams are ungrounding, but we do want to make sure things are nice and grounded during this time period, because the tendency for this is to be, you know, going into the nebulousness, into the clouds, into the ideals and such. So with this is definitely a new beginning with dreams. In fact, a lot of us may even start to see that dreams are maybe starting to come to fruition, or maybe some new dreams are coming into our awareness that we may want to cultivate and move forward for the future, for the next, like I said, multi-years. So this is very important, and these dreams and ideals are, you know, coming from our soul, and they are guideposts to our soul. So it's so important to listen to those dreams and ideals, follow them, but at the same time, you know, be present in the now moment, right? Connect to Earth and the physical self. And this is where Virgo comes in. You know, Virgo being opposite Pisces, it's very important to always, you know, in this case, stay grounded in our work, in our service, in our health, diet, routine, the day-to-day activities of physical life, which keeps us grounded from, you know, that Piscean energy. So while staying grounded, nonetheless, following those dreams and ideals and being as receptive on that journey as possible, because it's basically saying something much larger, both collectively and personally, is starting to unfold, and our conscious minds, or our egos, have no idea what that is. And so the ego might try to fabricate or create, you know, try to make sense of it all, which is fine. But at the same time, recognizing that there is something much larger, much greater that our conscious selves have no idea about, and to try to be as receptive as possible in the process. And by receptive doesn't mean to just necessarily, you know, completely just go with the flow and allow anything to happen. It's about trusting our intuition, listening, right? And because that's where the clarity is, and that's where the guidance is. It's coming from the unconscious. It's coming from our spiritual self. It's coming from, right? Because this is the spiritual self, and the unconscious knows what's unfolding, right? And so as we connect more to our unconscious, more to our spiritual selves, then we get the intuitive clarity, right? The spiritual clarity, the guidance, and all of this. So that's why it's so important with Piscean energy to do things like meditation, right? To reestablish that connection. Or maybe spiritual activities like yoga, for example, among others, right? Or maybe keep a dream journal, right? Listen more to our dreams, right? Because that is, again, a connection there to our unconscious. What are these signals? What are these synchronicities? What are these, you know, ideals and dreams? Where are they guiding us towards, right? And doing our best to listen to that current, to go with the flow, to be receptive in that process. Not in everything that comes to us in life, but in the process of what our unconscious and spiritual selves is guiding us towards, right? It's very important there. And to allow our work and service to help ground us, health, diet, and routine, healthy habits to help ground us, to make this nice and constructive. So all in all, great to set new intentions with all of this stuff. Some of us might be doing this creatively. You know, it's a great time for imagination, right? Anything creative, painting, art, especially music, anything that's about channeling energy or vibrations. Great time of this. For some of us, it might be quite literally spirituality, right? Spiritual activities, right? This kind of stuff. For others, it might be psychology. We might go into our unconscious and learn more about ourselves spiritually and unconsciously. But I think fundamentally for all of us, this is about essentially finding more peace in life and doing things more important to us on a soul level, right? What gives us that sense of tranquility and peace? What is helping us, you know, do things that speak more to our soul, right? And putting energy towards that current, towards that flow, because again, that is our spiritual selves guiding us towards something that, is much more deeply important to us and much more soul satisfying. But of course, working with uncertainty can be challenging. So being receptive, right? Surrendering what's outside of our control, all right? And then meditation and things like this can really help that process. But fundamentally, finding more peace in life and doing things more important to us on a soul level really is the emblem with this. And maybe starting to cultivate some of these dreams or ideals that do speak to that soul guidance. All right, so with the new moon, it will be conjunct Venus. And so Venus does represent our values and relationships. So for a lot of us, this could be a new beginning in regards to relationships, again, in this context of the watery energy. But fundamentally, it is about values. And so we'll probably start to notice, especially with Venus entering Pisces now and activated by the new moon, going over Neptune, that there is this shift of values. And the values will be on more of this watery energy, valuing more alone time, perhaps more, a spiritual time, maybe more creative things, right? Enjoying and valuing this kind of energy. And in our relationships, maybe starting to enjoy more of that receptive energy as well. So unconditionality, acceptance, right? These kinds of things, more peace in relationships, connecting more on that soul level, even spiritual relationships coming out through this for some of us, right? So both values and relationships coming out of this. And again, maybe even some dreams or ideals about what we enjoy, about what we want to attract in our life could be starting a new beginning with as well. Now, there is a sextile up to Pluto, so nothing major with sextiles, but it's nice to see some of the other outer planets in support to this. And so Pluto is the side that is willing to empower itself and make transformations and changes. So there's a good association here with Pluto in Sag, which has been helping us really transform our beliefs and our perspectives. So with all this transformation of our beliefs and perspectives for, again, almost multi-decades with Pluto here, that's been supporting, at least right now, it's starting to support this more receptive approach. So good to be open-minded, good to think big, good to see possibilities and potentials. And if there is anything that is empowering you to do things important to you on a soul level or on a spiritual level that might be about a belief or a potential or something, could be very supportive with this new moon as well. Now, looking at the dispositors, which are the rulers of Pisces, modernly it's Neptune. So this is all just straightforward, everything we just talked about with Neptune already in Pisces. But traditionally it is Jupiter. And so with Jupiter and Capricorn, a lot of where this watery energy is coming through is through Capricorn, which is about accomplishment and achievement. So I think that really is another major theme of the year specifically, which is about what do we want to accomplish and achieve for the long term. And so this could play a big role. It could be through accomplishment, through achievement, through doing things that require maybe patience or responsibility, that we could be cultivating some of these things important to us on a soul and spiritual level with this new moon. All right, and I do want to mention that around the same time, Mercury will be going into Aquarius. So Aquarius energy still is quite strong because the Sun and Venus just left Aquarius, but Mercury entering here basically continues more of this visionary energy. I think it's still great to be thinking about the future visions, our own future aspirations, and maybe even collective matters as well. What can we contribute to or be a part of? Something greater than ourselves, but fundamentally thinking outside the box, right? Thinking very unorthodox, in an unorthodox sort of way, in a kind of visionary sort of way with Mercury and Aquarius is great. All right, everyone. So that is the new moon in a nutshell. It's actually very straightforward, but very important, right? Especially with now this Neptune entering Pisces, now the activation. Over the next, like I said, 2020s, 2030, it's going to be very probably dreamy, maybe even idealistic sort of time. So it's good to be, like I said, nice and grounded into reality, into the facts of things, and allow our intuition to guide us and things that are important to us on a soul level to guide us, and trust our intuition. And see if something is much larger is unfolding, and and being as receptive as we can to that. On a personal level, doing what's important to us on that soul level and bringing in more peace and tranquility into our lives really is the key. In a more shorter term sense for the month, I think it has to do with our values, enjoyments, things we want to attract, and also our relationships as well. All right, so everyone have a fantastic new moon. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button if you haven't yet. If you're not yet signed up for MTZ Insiders, definitely check out that link down below for signing up for that. It's absolutely free. And those of you who are part of MTZ Insiders already got this video released before YouTube. So if you're not yet signed up, definitely sign up for these exclusive and early released videos. All right, but everyone, again, have a great one. Thank you again for all of your support, and I'll see you all next time for the next astrology forecast. Take care.